Hi, I'm Casey Jones. I'm a BJJ Black belt under Carl Tanswell. I've been for about 7 years. Today I'm with Chris Coltrane, another fantastic black belt, and he's going to be trying to rip my leg off, and I'm going to show you how to try and avoid the straight foot lock. Okay, so Chris, can you grab my leg please? Okay, so I have my straight foot lock here. Chris has got a good position, he's got my foot wrapped up well, and he's got his feet controlling my hips. Now, one of the most important things, if Chris removes his arm, is that I don't want the position of my foot to be compromised. If Chris can make my foot do this, it's going to be very weak. My foot's going to be a very compromised position, and there'll be a lot of pressure on my ankle. So as soon as anyone tries to grab my foot, I immediately try and turn my toes outwards and upwards. So I'm trying to do this. This pressure should be constant, and I'm going to try and put a small bend into my knee. Even if he does manage to compromise it slightly, the pressure should still be there to pull this back into position. So when he grabs it, I feel him grab, and my foot should immediately be in this position. Now what I want is for Chris to keep pulling this now. A lot of people you'll see try and grab here and to stop Chris from leaning back. This eventually, if my grip gives out first, will just put more pressure onto that foot lock. But what I actually want is when he's pulling and he takes that chance to pull back, is I want to use that as an opportunity for me to go on top. So my other leg is going to kick under my butt. I'm going to hold and brace at his knee. So when I feel that pressure come back, he'll pull me straight on top. Okay? What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to rock him so that he's flat on the ground. If Chris gets over to the side here, he's going to have a very powerful position. So he grabs my foot, I keep my tension. This foot will kick under, I'm going to brace his knee. So when he leans back, I steer him to the ground and I begin to get on top. From here, there'll be a lot of pressure from Chris to try and not only break my foot, but also try and put me to the outside. I keep that tension in my foot, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my opposite side hand onto the floor, and I'm going to use this to push pressure into this foot to keep it flat, and build my base and stand up at the back. Once I've built my base here, I'm going to keep my weight central between my 3 points, so when he tries to sweep me back this way, I should be a lot more successful in being able to keep my balance. Now, first thing I'm going to do is remove this foot from over here. So now I've built my base, he's trying to sweep me and keep his feet tight. Once this one comes off, I'm going to keep my elbow at my hip. Because my elbow's at my hip, if he tries to bring this leg back now, there's no friction there. I can negate that. Once friction has gone from my side, so he keeps trying to get this back, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this hand and I'm going to use my back leg to hop around, and then I want to sit with my weight across so I'm past his guard and on top and ready to attack. So Chris grabs my foot, immediately I put my boot on. I keep that pressure, this back leg is going to sweep underneath, and I want to steer Chris to the side. So now he's flat on his back. I'm going to start to build my base. My hand goes out, my foot rises, and now I get this off of my hip. Once this is off, I can use my elbow to block, and now he's got a lot less power to sweep me. So this means this hand can come off the floor now, and this back leg can begin to hop over and around until I can sit my weight across, and then I'm past Chris's guard, I'm ready to attack from the top position. So what's very common in this situation is that Chris goes for the footlock, and if I've been a little bit late with this, Chris will start to go belly down, he gets all the way to his side, and now he starts to put a footlock on here, and this is much tighter. Once he gets past my center line here, so his shoulders start to turn, it's going to be very hard to pull him back and put him flat. So instead, I'm going to go with his pressure. I'm still keeping my boot on, but as he goes over, I'm going to go with him, and I'm going to step this leg over, and now I put my hands on the floor and I push my weight back into Chris. So now my weight's back in, that compromises the lock on that foot, and now I'm going to roll all the way through. So I go to here, I've still put my boot on, but this time Chris has been a lot quicker and a lot more savvy. So instead of trying to resist this and turn him, his shoulders have gone past my centre line. So now, as he's going, I go with him, I step over, my hand goes on the floor, but I push my weight back into him. So as my weight pushes back in, I roll all the way through, and then I'm in the same position to put my hand down and build my base and remove this foot. So Chris has my foot here, I put my boot on. Now, whichever way I get to the top, whether I have to roll or I can just immediately put him flat and build my base. Most common thing here, once I push this off, he starts to make this X shape. Doesn't want me to pass around, so he's trying to fumble my attempts here. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I take this hand, it's going to reach onto his foot. This won't be strong enough to remove this hook. If Chris is kicking, this is going to be very difficult. So I use my hips to sink my weight into that hand and remove the hook. So when he's trying to push now, much more difficult. This hand then grabs onto his gi pants. Now I put pressure down on the leg while I pop myself round into my side control position with the bicep slice. Should we do from the other side? So Chris has my foot. This time I manage to rock him to his back and I build my base. Now I push this foot off and he begins to make this X underneath my legs. This hand now reaches to here. My weight sinks down to help remove this hook. Doesn't need to be completely removed, but the friction needs to be gone between my leg. At this point, once I know this one's not too much of a danger, this hand comes to this leg, and now my back leg hops over, and then I'm into my side control position. So, all of our options together. First of all, boot on, brace, rock him flat, build my base here, remove the foot, hop around with my bouncing leg. If he builds his X, he goes to here, weight down, control this leg, hop around here into my side control. Then, should he roll through, once his shoulders go past my midline, I go with the pressure, keeping my boot on, push my weight into him as I roll through, and then I can start to build my base again from the top. From here, removing and pass through. Thank you very much, guys. If you want to check out my website, sbgshropshire.com, anyone's in the area, please come along and give us a shout. Thank you.